First on the streets. First on the air. Hard-hitting, objective coverage of current events. In-depth interviews. LexCorp News Network and the Daily Planet present the Metropolis Report with your host, James Olsen.
Welcome to a special edition of the Metropolis Report. I'm James Olsen. Our focus in this edition, the Justice League of America has dismissed one of its oldest members, and in turn, he is taking them to court. Aquaman was dismissed earlier this week by unanimous vote of the senior members for being a constant hindrance to their efforts. Aquaman has countered their decision by suing the JLA for wrongful dismissal and discrimination. But Aquaman wants the world to see his side of things, so he has asked us to document his case and has granted us access to every aspect of his personal life. But as our investigation uncovered, Aquaman is not the hero the world has known him to be. According to sources very close to the senior members, Aquaman hasn't been pulling his weight for years. It all began here, 30 years ago. Lighthouse keeper Arthur Curry found Aquaman, then a feral adolescent, trying to release fish from Arthur's traps. After a brief struggle, Arthur took the boy in and taught him the language and the ways of the land dwellers. But the more Aquaman learned, the more restless he became. How did you end up here at the lighthouse and in Arthur Curry's care?
My mother was the Queen of Atlantis, but my father was the ancient wizard Atlan. When my stepfather, the king, found out about my birth and the identity of my true father, he abandoned me on a reef and left me to die. I was able to survive until I was found by a dolphin who raised me as her own.
Being a bastard son of royalty, what was it like being raised by a dolphin?
After some time, I realized that I belonged among my own kind.
And so you found your way here to Arthur Curry's lighthouse?
Yes. Arthur was like a father to me.
But after some time, you left.
I grew resentful of the land dwellers, and I wanted to reclaim my birthright as sovereign of the seas.
When you returned home, what was the reaction?
I was arrested.
And subsequently imprisoned, weren't you?
Yes.
In fact, isn't the costume you wear to this day the costume you are wearing right now, the very prison uniform you were issued in Atlantis?
Yes.
Why didn't you ever design a new costume?
I don't know. Next question.
Aquaman eventually broke free of the prison and returned to life on land, where he first encountered the Flash. Together they joined with other superheroes and formed the Justice League of America. But again he grew weary of life on land. He returned to Atlantis to find that there had been a revolt, and he had been crowned king. Aquaman soon married, and had a son, and took on a partner, Aqualad. Together Aquaman and Aqualad patrolled the oceans, keeping all of Aquaman's subjects safe, but only for a short time.
Ahoy there! Welcome aboard!
Isn't this a cave?
Yeah? Here are your security badges. One for you. Two for the rest of the crew. Please be sure and wear them at all times while in the Aqua Cave.
Aren't you the only one here?
Yes, I am.
You want to get the rest of the bags?
Can I offer you any hors d'oeuvres?
I'm good, thanks.
Something to drink, then.
Sure, what do you have?
Water.
Okay.
No, not that cup. That's my cup. Oh.
All right.
Let me get you some ice.
What is that? What is that, salt water?
Yes, of course.
How did your son die?
My son was killed during a battle with one of my enemies, the Black Manta.
And your wife left you because of your son's death, isn't that true?
Yes. Yes, she did.
And then you turned your back on your kingdom and returned to the surface.
I wouldn't say I turned my back. I just needed to be alone for a while.
You tried to disband the JLA and form a new League of Heroes with you as their leader. Why was that?
I was tired of the old way of doing things. The constant talking about what would be the best way to stop Darkseid or Lex Luthor or whoever the villain of the week was. Everyone offering suggestions for the best course of action. We needed less talk and more action. We needed a leader who would take charge and be decisive. And he certainly wasn't the man for the job.
He? You mean Superman?
Yes, Superman.
How did the other heroes accept your attempts to lead them?
The others turned out to be less receptive than I'd planned. So I left and traveled around, taking each day at a time.
But you couldn't escape your past. An old enemy, Charybdis, caught up with you.
I thought we'd agreed not to talk about that.
Your encounter with him cost you your left hand. How did that happen?
My hand was eaten.
Eaten? What was it eaten by?
Piranha.
But couldn't you make them stop? Don't you have the ability to communicate with all aquatic creatures?
They didn't want to stop. I could have forced them, but then the other creatures would no longer respect me.
I'm sorry, but that sounds a little implausible coming from the Sovreign of the Seas.
Get back! You back! Back!
Fine. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
After losing his hand, Aquaman returned to his old life with the other superheroes. Outfitted with a cybernetically controlled hook, Aquaman was able to regain a little of the self-confidence he had lost in his struggle with Charybdis. Soon, a new Justice League of America was formed, and everything was just like old times. A little too much like old times.
How do you get along with the other members of the Justice League?
Oh, we're all great friends. We get together outside of work for barbecues and parties quite often. Why, just last weekend I had Apache Chief, El Dorado, and the Wonder Twins over to the Aqua Cave. I consider all of them, Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, we're all really great friends. And especially Superman. He's really a great guy.
I see. And could you describe your relationship with the Batman?
Well, the Batman and I have had our differences in the past, but we have the kind of relationship that grows stronger through conflict. We both see each other as invaluable members of a larger team.
So what are your feelings about Aquaman leaving? So Aquaman was not a valued member of the team?
No.
Well, if Aquaman were to change his ways, would there still be a chair for him at the council table?
I don't tolerate slackers, Jimmy. I don't have the damn time. I'm fighting a war out here.
Though the other members of the JLA do not share Aquaman's watered-down version of his performance record, he maintains that he is a vital member of the team.
Could you list your superpowers for me?
Well, I can breathe both air and water. I can communicate with aquatic creatures, and I'm dense.
I'm sorry, what was that last one?
I'm dense, you know, from living on the ocean floor and withstanding the great pressure of the deep.
I see, but that's not a real superpower, is it?
Yes, it is.
Nonetheless, how do you feel that you contribute to the JLA?
Well, I help found the Justice League. I attend all the meetings, and I'm ruler and protector of over 75% of the Earth's surface.
But don't nearly 100% of Earth's problems occur on the other 25%?
Well, let me check my figures.
Look at this. Go get the camera. Ugh. Oh, God. Jeez. Oh, not good. This is not good. Get a shot of this pedestal.
What are you guys doing in here? This is a private room. Get out! Get out! Get out!
What final words do you have for those watching?
I want the citizens of the world to know that their sovereign will undo this great injustice, or the world will feel my Atlantean wrath.
That's pretty much an empty threat, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Once again, the Justice League of America faces a struggle they won't shy away from. But will truth, justice, and the American way prevail? With the world's finest heroes on one side and an angry, embittered divorcee on the other, this is one high-profile civil suit that will not remain long in the public eye. I'm James Olsen, and this is another Metropolis Report. Isn't it true that there are 3 illegitimate heirs to your throne?
That's preposterous. I was always faithful to Mara. Oh, excuse me, Jimmy. There seems to be a malfunction in the Alcaca's air reclamation system.
What?
Don't worry, this should just take a moment.
Yeah, but
I'll be right back.
we're right in the middle of an interview. Cut. Just cut.
I think it's a problem with the air mixture regulator. I've got it.
Could we
Please get back to the interview now. What the hell is going on in here? Just give me another minute. I think I see what the problem is this time. Oh yeah? Well, I think I know what the problem is too. That's it. I've had it. I don't know why Perry stuck me with this stupid story anyway. I could be doing a story on Superman, or Batman, or even the Wonder Twins. But no, I'm stuck here with Aquaman, and this ridiculous lawsuit. Aquaman, geez, you'd think the guy would know how to take a damn hint and just walk away. Instead, he has to take up my time. Sovereign of the seas, useless bastard of the seas is more like it. I know he can hear me. Get back to work, matey. Aye. Son, what a ticket bottom dweller. To me, we wouldn't count on the watch. What do you got? What do you got? Nothing.
Aquaman, swift and powerful monarch of the oceans, with ability to summon and command all creatures of the deep. Aquaman, who with his teenage ally, Aqualad, guards and defends all that lives in the seas against the forces of evil. Aquaman, king of the 7 seas.